It says I'm live. Am I live? And it's not Saturday night? You guys are just chatting it up, having a good old time. How are you, everybody? I had a hard time convincing myself to do this show tonight. I'm freezing cold. Anyway, enough about me. How are all of you? Let's check in. I know Glenn's here because I said hi to him while I was working. And Jeremy, Mr. Doing It Wrong, which is a lie because you do a lot of stuff right. And Miss Kathleen, how are you doing? And Kathy Wiseman, how are you, Kathy? And Jan is here. I may have to send you the link so that you can handle the chat. This is going to be a long one. Are you home? You're home, right? Yeah, I may be sending you the link. And It was bad here too. It's still bad here for the most part, snow-wise. Karen, I see you snuck in. Hello, hello. Who else is down here? I went live a little bit early, or maybe not. Swamp. There's Glenn again. Ethel, Shirley, thanks for being here. Who else? Oh, Anna is here. Hi, Anna. How are you? And Mary. How are you, Mary? You made it. Who else do we have that's popped in? Hi, Christy. How are you? Happy Thursday. It is a cold. It is, I think we have 6 or 8 inches of snow. Hard to tell. All that good stuff. Miss Amy, did you save me any corn fritters? Sue, April. Okay, let me get into a different spot so you don't hear Babe's documentary thingy in the background. You had a high of 87. That's nice. It'll all even out here shortly. Ethel, how are you? How are you? How are you? Let's see. We have Gayleen, long-time lurker, first-time poster. Well, thanks for saying hi. Never hurts to say hi. We don't know you're there if you don't let us know. I appreciate you watching. Mama Beth, how are you, Beth? How goes it? You hit 55 in PA? I don't know what it is right now, but I know that the roads are crazy and I don't have to go very far to go down to, it's like less than half a mile. I'm glad you did too. It's going to be a long one, so you may have to replay it tomorrow. Hi, Sherry. How are you? All right. So I don't even know really where to begin. Everybody talks about Christmas and Halloween, and those are the two big ones. But I think if you really look around, you will see that there's just as much, if not more, Easter stuff. People just don't talk about it. They just do not talk about it. And having moved my storage units and reorganized everything and going through stuff, and I had purchased a large, I'd made a large purchase at a estate sale that the lady was a Hallmark collector, had been a collector for years. She got them in the mail, collector. Went to pick a sale for shipping and late again. That's all right. So in that collection, and I wished I'd have bought everything. I should have just bought everything because people just weren't buying anything. They weren't buying a lot of stuff. And you guys, I could smack myself over and over again. They had I don't know how many sets of, not all the same, but they had the Anna Lee dolls, only they were the Easter rabbits, and they had 3-foot size ones and on and on. And at that point in time, Anna Lee wasn't really doing so well, so I didn't buy any of them. Gonna talk about that right there. You have 1 or 2 small totes full of Easter. Better be getting them. Okay, Amy. Whoa. You're going to get me. You got to stop. legs, eggs, people, I can be taught. All that stuff, Amy. I have 2 post-it notes here. Plus, I made a list in the description. Plus, while I was doing my shipping, I made another list. You know, because you just don't really think. Yeah, you just don't really realize how much. If they make it for Christmas, they made it for Easter. If they made it for Halloween, they made it for Easter. But people don't. Hi, Wild Canary. You must be new. Oh, my phone. And welcome in. What's going on here? Something happened. I was going to send Jan the link. Let me do that real quick, you guys. Let me get the link and send it to Jan so that she can come on and handle you guys so that I don't ignore you. Hi, Alexander. How are you? You're new to the show. Well, welcome in. It's, you know, oh boy, I tried to open StreamYard and it was listening to everything I was saying, and I don't know what that would have brought us. Oh, that's hilarious. All right, I'm sending it to you on Instagram, Jan. Or would you rather that I send it through Messenger? I'll send it through Messenger. That's faster for you. Okay, there you go. All right, and it's not that I can't handle myself, but I can't. So that's where that is. You have ice, we do too. I mean, it's like I should have grabbed the shovel from the backyard, but going up and down the steps is not a wise thing to do, which is all right. Let's see. Is Nancy in here? Hi, Nancy. How are you? Didn't want to miss you. All right. I'm back on track here. Jan will be here shortly. So anyway, I had made this large buyout. Hi, Marie. How are you? Did you melted? I hope you found the baby formula. And Chrissy. Hi, Chrissy. How are you? She's always got snow, and she's in Burns, Oregon. And let me just say, Michelle, I almost missed you. Hi, Michelle. It's snowing in California. Are you in Northern California? 15 inches of snow, Jane. Yikes. I think we have 6, and a little bit of it melted today, but not much. Hopefully most of it'll go away by Saturday. Hi, Ty. Hey, girl. Hey. Because my youngest son, that's going to live in the basement, is moving in this weekend. And Sonora, California. We only got 1 inch. That's odd that we have more than you. Oh, heavens to Murgatroyd. That was pretty good. So I purchased 2 vehicle loads of just Hallmark ornaments. And in that load was a big box of Easter themed ones and 2 of the Easter trees. And I have moved those Easter trees multiple times, haven't we, Marie? Anyway, so the trees are listed. A bunch of other little stuff is listed. And today I started listing all of the Hallmark ornaments. I brought a few of them in here because I never even looked at them. I just threw them all in a box. And that's how that happened. So one of these days I will learn properly how to use my brand new GoPro so that I can go to estate sales so that you guys can really see how I process through an estate sale, because it is difficult for me to film and pick at the same time. Hey, Christy, how are you? Nice to see you. you're expecting 2 to 4 feet, burrow in. That's all I got to say. Change the shipping and handling time on your all your stores if you sell. A CVS in Portland had it, and I ain't going to Portland. Crap. I'll talk to you about it later. She has to get a specific kind of formula for the new grandbaby, and nobody has it, wouldn't you know? I'll go get it for you tomorrow. Yeah, we did. Anyway, so I'm getting all of my Easter stuff, and when Jan was here, I sorted through a big tote of ephemera cards and stuff like that. Maybe with ads in between. I'll have ads for Bolo Buddies and ads for Toy Addict. Hey, Jody, how are you? Now we figured it out. Okay. All right. Anyways, so, and it'll be a good one. But I've been to an estate sale where somebody videoed me a little bit, but I'm telling you, share it on Instagram, so maybe 3 people. Thank you, Nancy. There's 39 people in here. That's a good number. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with 2 people as long as I have somebody else to talk to, right? I can talk to myself all day long. So, Easter. Oh, I'm just looking at something else and thinking of another topic. Hi, Sherry. How are you feeling? Sherry is I'm not even going to say my new friend anymore. Sherry's my friend that moved up here from Sacramento, and she and I get in about as much trouble as Marie and I do when we're together. Sherry has a new lady taking pictures for her. Today was day 2. Hopefully it went well today. So let's talk about some Easter things. Jan will be here sooner or later, but I'm going to, I should already have this set up, but I didn't because that would have been smart. You are enjoying the snow. That's good. It's not bad. I don't mind it. This one, oops. What the heck? No. All right. All I have typed into Google here is vintage Easter, and it is huge. I mean, and the first thing that you're going to see here are the vintage paper mache Easter eggs made in Western Germany, and that's what a lot of people seem to focus on. What I've seen a lot of. I actually happen to have one, and this is funny because I'll just show you this real quick, and then I'm going to pick things from out of here. Let's see. I don't know how best to do this without dropping everything. I know what I can do. All of these little goodies I got in one Ziploc bag for $3. There's a German egg. Hi. Hi, girl. Hey. It's a German egg right there by my thumb. Anyway, so let me put this back without making anybody sick if you aren't already. It's kind of nice to have a camera that you can do that with. All right. So this is what I found in a box underneath the table at an estate sale, and it was all in a Ziploc baggie, a gallon-sized Ziploc baggie with a $3 price tag on it. These German eggs are pretty cool, and you're going to have these same things for Christmas. You're going to have the same things for Halloween. Probably they have them for St. Patrick's Day too. And it was funny because I didn't really ever open that bag. I just saw the stuff in it and I was like, I got to have this. This isn't just Germany. It's East Germany. So you will notice that some of these say West Germany, some of them will say East Germany, and some of them will say the Democratic Republic of Germany. And from what I can see, this is a small one. I believe it's 3 inches. And I can probably get about $40 for it. Some of these come with little chicks in them, and I think I have the chicks, but I'm not sure, so I'm not going to just stuff them in here and see. So let's go back here. So vintage paper mache, they spelled mache wrong, composition, cardboard, Easter egg candy. These prices range all over the board, and you will see that in the Christmas ones too. Here's a large 1940s paper. These guys spelled theirs right. This is Etsy. Paper mache eggs, rabbit on a motor scooter. That's hilarious. Western Germany. I always say this wrong. Twal. Is that how it's said?
Toil.
I want to say toilet paper.
It's actually tall, I think.
I think it's twal. It's the O and the I are a W. I don't know. You guys know what we mean. Are you in your quilt room? Are you in your sewing room?
No.
How dare you?
I can't go in there. All of a sudden I'd be like, oh, I miss this life.
So these are a big thing for any twal. That's what I thought. It's to the wall. That I mean I'm not the ace of pronunciating things for sure. That's for sure. So these items, for some reason, I seem to think that there are more of the Easter ones and the paper mache candy things than there are the Christmas and the Halloween. Don't you? Have you seen? I see way more of these, so they're not worth. I shouldn't say they're not worth. They're not as pricey as the Halloween and the Christmas ones, because for some reason the Halloween and the Christmas ones, they didn't last very long. So when I just pulled up vintage Easter and I did images, it's just showing all kinds of stuff, right? It's showing the eggs, and here's, what is this? A kitschy room art, and here's some more Nortaki Easter eggs. This is scary. Yeah, that's worse than Santa Claus right there. I'm going to take that down before anybody really gets scared. Here's another one. I don't know which one's worse. So postcards, greeting cards, die cuts. So let's just go down my list here.
Hi, Courtney.
I'm going to go out of this. All right. So in that box of stuff, there was a bunch of vintage flocked Easter figurines from Japan. Now, how do I know they're Japan? One of them had the Japan sticker on them, but I had a pretty good idea that's where the rest of them came from. And believe it or not, I have this one right here. These little things are worth a poop ton of money. And don't sell yourself short and sell them for cheap just because you may not have it in the package. These ones right here, I have a bunch of. They're hilarious. 6 vintage flocked Easter bunny chicks, rabbits, felt crafts. She has 4 sets of them for $27.95. That's a pretty good buy. Let me show you guys. These are tiny.
We have a question.
Okay.
Is there a price difference between East and West German eggs?
I think that the West German ones, from the little bit of research I did on it, they are more expensive. They seem to command a little bit more money, but then you also have to look at the size.
Something went wrong. Please try again.
You be quiet.
Siri.
My British
You guys.
Siri.
Oh my gosh, I thought I'd knocked its head off. This little one is really adorable. And they're tiny. So My favorite, I have to say, my favorite ones of this whole grouping, I have two like this little bunny. So I figure my $3 investment, some of these have spun heads. These do not. These are plastic blow molds that have that are flocked, and they have little poofy tails. There was a pink feather, like from a feather boa, loose in the bag, so I spent about 5 minutes. This one right here is amazing. Look at the little tiny eggs right on the other side. That's a little tiny flower. All these little things. Sherry and I went to an estate sale in St. Helens, Oregon last weekend, and she got this gallon-sized Ziploc bag that had a bunch of the little tiny Christmas items in it, celluloid pieces. And she was ahead of me. I was out in the garage going through things, and she was ahead of me. I didn't even see her pick it up or anything, but when we were putting stuff in the car, I saw it and I was like, wow, that was a deal. And she goes, and I don't even remember. What did you pay for that bag, Sherry? Hi, Ruthie. Anyway, Courtney, I just saw you. When you see those little bags like that, and they might be $5, and there may only be a couple of things in there that are worth a few pennies. If you see anything that is made out $3 for the bag, that's what I thought. and I mean, that kind of stuff, a lot of people won't look at. Even on the last day, a lot of people won't look at. She and I stood at a table outside the garage and dug through this big flat of Christmas ornaments that were all strung, vintage Christmas ornaments that were all strung together. You just got to do that kind of stuff. And that's how you get things like that. That's where they come from. Somebody just threw all that stuff in a bag at one point in time because they were done with it. They were done decorating and undecorating, right? Been there myself. Those are the little things that you want to pick up because you may think they're not worth anything. And I knew they were worth something, but I had no idea that they were worth something like this. I figured maybe the whole bag. So pick up those little things when you see them. Surprise yourself. $18 for these. I have a bunch of these little ones. This is kind of weird. It's a flocked mouse. See that right there? So anything flocked and tiny, and I don't want to say cheaply made, but is more than likely from Japan. Can you see how this is flocked? Most of you guys know what flocked means. Look at the beak on that thing. And then there's just pipe cleaner, and they're just so stinking adorable, and people are addicted to them. This one is actually a blow mold too. You see the seams in it. So this is a little plastic blow mold, and they flocked it. And you will sometimes they will be on picks. And sometimes they will not be on picks because they removed the pick from them. This one was probably glued to a piece of paper, just like these are. Because see how this one see how that one has paper on it, and that's
show that again, Noelle.
Huh?
Show that again.
Oh,
you were little.
There's a little piece of paper here. And the paper, which one is it? Hang on a second. Let me find the one that has, this little guy needs some attention. He's about to lose an eye. See this paper, how it has a little bit of Japan on it? Well, they would just have a big, isn't he cute?
Adorable.
His buddy had a little too much Easter nog. He's missing an eye.
Oh my.
Yep. Might have to position his ear like that. Oh, hey, it just stayed. He's the one-eyed, one-horned, flying purple people eater. Isn't this guy cute? I mean, he's very similar to one of the other ones in the, I guess if the more I hold it still. But all these ones, they would just glue them to these pieces of paper. And somewhere on some of the pieces of paper, it says Japan. I don't know, honestly, how much. Let's see. Where was that? Right here.
There's a lot of vintage resellers that are doing assemblages with this stuff.
Oh yes, I have one pulled up. I'll show you. I just lost one of my lists. I've got to put it back here.
Hi, Lizzie.
So you can see that this is Easter decorations made in Japan. 2 pieces. Look at the little one coming out of the egg, looking at the other one. Oh, that's hilarious. Just the graphics on the tag at the top of that. These are tiny. I just showed you. Actually, I just showed you one of these, but see that little piece of plastic? They would glue them to this little, or paper, so that it helped them stay stable. So that's, when you see these, you tote 49 cents is what they paid for them back then. Here's your Easter assemblage. And all of these little pieces were bought. I wonder who this is. Magpie Ethel, if you guys follow her on Instagram, she does this kind of stuff. She does it for all the holidays, but she only puts her stuff up once. She loads her store up. She lets everybody know when it's loaded, and then it's a free-for-all. So she does a lot of this. So here you have all of these little pieces. They were found separately. Here's a Happy Easter. That's part of an Easter. It's a pick that was either on a long stem and went in a big cake, or it went into a cupcake. And you can just look at all of these little things. Some of these things were made. Some of them a lot of these she found. This little bead right here. Here, let's do this. That's better. This little jelly bean right here was probably, could have been a piece of a necklace from a junk jewelry, you know, and who knows if these googly eyes were, but people will, that's who's buying all of this stuff, and this is what they're doing. Annie, how are you, honey? I saw you yelling at was it the pigs or the coyotes the other night? So this flower balloon thing was probably a pick that was used on a cupcake as well, or a cake. So, and then this jar, which I'm going to assume is a jar, was probably some form of a cold cream. Oh, she's got a video. Where did that go? Let's go back. The people on Etsy have been doing videos too.
Oh, I love those little fuzzy baby chicks. The little, I don't even, are they like a piece of a pipe cleaner or something?
Yep. I want the little mushrooms. Oh my gosh, that is just way too cute. So this flower sprig that they're holding, you know, you see those on all kinds of stuff. So it's quite amazing the amount of money. Coyotes, that's what I thought. Kitsch is a very good word for vintage bunnies and such. There you go. This is just adorable. I mean, I would love to have something like that, but no, I wouldn't.
No, it's an assembly.
Hi, babes.
Oh, I know.
Anyway, so all of these little things like this, I don't care what condition they're in. If they're missing their hats and their feathers and their beaks and stuff, people will still buy them because they will fix them. Broken vintage like this is still worth a lot of money, and don't devalue yourself by selling it for cheaper because it's not perfect. Because vintage is never perfect, ever. That yellow wavy stuff is vintage shirt piping. I don't know what they call it, but it was cool. Miss Tony, how are you?
Hey, Tony Paterno.
So, all right, enough about that stuff. You guys get the picture. Here's something that nobody ever thinks about but me. Every time I see these, I pick them up because they're worth money. If you see these in the bins and you just think that they're the little egg things that you put your eggs in to take camping with you so that they don't get crushed, well, if they have this little tip on the end of it, they're not. They're Jello egg molds, and they haven't put them out for years. And do you see that right there?
Yeah.
30 smackaroonies.
I wondered why the holes were in there. I'm like, what, the eggs need to breathe?
Well, you got to put the Jello in there somehow. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
I thought it was a lunchbox egg carrier.
I have a lot of rickrack. I'm a rickracky kind of person. You know it, Ruthie. Free is a 4-letter word that I don't get in trouble for saying by Courtney. Just saying. So not only is look at you guys, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for $69.99. They'll get this. These guys have have the wow, look at these. Somebody has a lot of time on their hands. That's all I can say. I used to be that person, not no more. There's also these ones, the jelly bean. Oh, these are the eggs. Never mind. Let's look at the Jello. These don't go for as much. Jelly bean molds. They look like somebody's doing something suspicious with the
what is
powdered drugs, but almost all the Jello molds are desirable and will sell for something, and we all need a barbecue bean gel. There's the whole. Oh wow. All right, we won't be getting into that. So Jello molds.
I need to make my own jelly beans.
You do. They would be Jello jelly beans. Like Jello jigglers, only they're jelly beans.
Huh.
It's the same with the egg molds. It's a Jello jiggler. So if you wanted to, you could make like Jello shots, but you got to keep those away from the kids, right? Boatman, how are you, buddy? And Mia, hi. Free. All right, so those are a few things that I wanted to show you guys because I know you see them. Courtney I saw Courtney walk right by him in one of her videos, and I told her about it. I don't know if I said anything in the video, but I sure said something to her because she had no idea either, and a lot of people don't. Exactly. That's right, Lisa.
That's what I was just thinking, Ruthie. I remember when you couldn't get rid of this stuff, and then all of a sudden.
Yep. All right. What do we got next? Panoramic sugar Easter eggs. You guys, even if they're 12 years old, people collect them. Yes, you could if you have the patience to do that. I have these things sell for some pretty good money. Most of the time when you see them, okay, see the box back here, vintage large upright Ken Craft panorama Easter egg yellow duck flowers IOB. That's one I don't know. Let's see if she wrote it out.
IOB. Yes. Loves you.
In original box, I bet. Alex, in original box for $500, please.
Superstar, and you're a wiener.
So there's, I don't know. That sounded good. I always wanted to be on Jeopardy. It'll never happen. Oh, anyway. You have some really great Easter items that you're shocked have not sold. I need to send you my listing. Noelle, maybe I need better keywords. I don't know. We can talk about it for sure. So
list them again.
I must have changed the price on a vintage Halloween blow mold candy bucket because it just sold for $3. Oh, well. Hello. Kristen just hit 7K. Woo, woo, woo.
Ooh.
I've been waiting. I knew you'd be in here.
You would be making about $10 a month now.
Google says I'm right. What? Okay, so in original box, see how this is? If they took the wrapping off, you can eat okay. If you got a brand new one that somebody just bought and had made, people would eat them, right? But more often than not, they didn't. They just saved them. And they brought them out every year to use as a decoration. And sometimes they made it and sometimes they didn't. Here's a really cool one. This one, is this candy? This one's not candy. This one's all plastic. Oh, look at that little duck.
That's the type of stuff my mom was doing.
The only thing about these kind of things, right? I just think I don't want to have to even think about cleaning or dusting this stuff. That's just me. I have other things. I'd rather be shoveling mulch out in the yard than dusting. So I have something that, did I not bring it in here? Are you kidding me? Hang on.
Hanging. Hang on, Courtney. We're keeping her on task. I'm going to write that down, though.
I know there had to have been tons of these made because they're Hallmark. However, I could only find a couple of them. It's called the Cheery Chick with a light. It's a panoramic egg.
Ooh. OMG.
Yeah.
That makes me so happy.
Isn't it just cool? I mean,
it is.
All you really need is some cute little, I don't know. No, you don't want noise because then you shut it off. But it shuts itself off after a while. Anyway, nobody else has one listed. There's none others out there. So I listed mine high.
Get it.
Listed it high. Oh, it was free.
Of course it was.
It's just Hallmark cards. Hallmark needs to bring their production back to the United States. But it had the original sticker and everything like that. So these panoramic eggs that are made out of sugar are right up there with the panoramic or the paper mache stuff for Easter. So just keep that in mind. When you see that, when you will see those, if you're an avid estate sailor and you go in the holiday rooms, if they have Christmas, guaranteed they will have Halloween, they will have Easter, they will have St. Patrick's Day. They will have it all. All right, let me get this out of here because I got 2 layers of stuff to show you. All right, so we did that. That bunny picture is gonna haunt me. This one's pretty cool.
Hold on, I'm being helpful.
A little floofy for me personally, but it looks like even, I don't know. It's hard to tell if those flowers are plastic for sure. For sure. This one's straight out of the 80s. If those aren't 80s colors, then I don't know what to say.
Yes, diorama. That's another good word to put in keywords.
Diorama. That's better than, oh, look at this.
That's cool.
It's like a secret cave with tiny cool things in it. So
Yeah,
all
looks
of
like
the
it's
stuff in this
yeah.
one looks to be made of icing. So this whole thing was meant to be edible. Used but in excellent condition, a few tiny pits. So vintage sugar Easter egg diorama and display case. Oh, well, that's cool. That helps with cut down on the, that's really pretty. If that's your thing, right? And a lot of people love these things. Oh, wow. That's taking it up a notch there, Jeremy. If you're going to be selling these, you better get some.
That looks like a real pain in the butt to make. I wonder if they do it like ships in a bottle where they've got the whole string pulley system going.
All right. Here's one. I mean, I've been waiting for some smart butt somebody to say, what about the Easter baskets? Sherry picked up was it two plastic? You would get the pre-made.
Yep.
I never got them, but you see them still. They're pre-made. They'd be in this big plastic bucket and they'd be filled. The wrapper. Well, she got two vintage baskets. And she didn't pay much for them either. Look at this. Tin. Anything tin that's got a lithograph on it is pretty much guaranteed to be money. If you guys see, you've always wanted to eat one of those. Anybody want to split one? Invite me on to the podcast again and we'll talk about it. That would be funny. You'd need a lot of tea to choke that sucker down. So I see people walk past these buckets, little tin litho buckets, like a little sand
I wouldn't
bucket.
walk past that.
I know you wouldn't, but I've seen many people in videos walk past these little tin. When we were kids, they had these little buckets. It was a little tin bucket and it would have a little tin shovel to go to the ocean or the river or whatever. Now they're all plastic, right? So and if you look those up, which we're not going to because we're not dealing with that right now. Here we go. This is also tin.
I had that one tin bunny pushing like a cart thing. That went really well in a live sale.
$350, you guys. Googly-eyed children
Not that
bunny. Okay, those aren't googly eyes, but whatever. Oh, maybe that one is. That's kind of creepy, actually. That poor bunny's like, get me out of here.
He's thinking about eating that rabbit.
All right, I'm going to do it. I saw Kevin Commonwealth Picker walk past. He stopped. He looked at him. He picked him up. He set him down. He picked him up. He set him down. Because that's what he does, right? He's all.
My God.
I love you, Kevin. And he didn't buy him, and they didn't want like hardly anything for him. And that's when I quit watching him. I lost all respect for him over a tin bucket. Just kidding. Anyway, so I'm telling you, I know that when I go to the bins or I go to an estate sale and I don't pick something up that somebody else sees that they would pick up, I know how you all feel. I also know that there's a lot of things I just don't pick up anymore because I don't need to have them. And it's difficult.
Are you trying to niche down, Noelle?
I'm trying to not have 12 million storage units.
Oh, well, there's
that. No, I'm not so much so trying to niche down because here's the thing. Having a lot of knowledge and knowing a lot of this stuff can be very, very good. Because if you go to an estate sale and there aren't a lot of woohoo bolo big things there, I don't know if you guys saw the videos of me and Dom, Primetime Treasure Hunter, 2 years ago when I went back to see Janet. I went and met up with Dom and a couple other resellers, Tracy, 1987 Ventures, and Emily and Chris, Crispy's Toys. Well, they ditched us because Dom and I did a video, and we were in the kitchen for like 2 hours at this place.
That's a good video.
So in the live premiere, Jeremy, do you think you can find the links to those?
I can find it.
It's on Dom's channel. It's a ways back. So in the live premiere on the first one, I was literally talking about Kevin and how he moves things around, and he popped right on into the chat. So I'm not saying anything that I haven't said or that he hasn't heard before, but yeah, he's, we all have our thing. I have the tendency to do that too. What's up?
I'm returning your little bowl, and I bought you some dip-a-doo. And the other bowl that I'm returning.
Oh, that's very nice of you. Thank you. Anyway, so I think Kevin has ADHD very much so, like the rest of us, and he just can't. One of my another person I know, she said, I used to count every time he touched something to see how many times he would touch that thing while he was talking about it before he moved on to the other thing. And I said, wow, that's pretty deep. But so see you later. Hey, there's a burrito right by my computer in the dining room for Dren, and there's a candy bar for him on the stove. I gotta entice him to come over here and see me. So, oh, Annie, thank you, sweetheart. I love you so much. So we all have our issues. I do that too. I will touch things and touch things and touch things. So vintage Easter baskets, whether they're full or empty. Is this Jim Shore? Sure is. I was going to say that looks like Jim Shore, $69.99. Who'd have thunk? Why wouldn't he? Right? There's probably, there's a bunch of Jim Shore angels. We all know that. Heartwood Creek. So there you go. Keep your eyes open for Jim Shore in the basket category, because he's clearly gone baskets. Okay, here's similar baskets. Are these plastic? I'm going to open this up. Yep, these are very similar to what Sherry got the other day. $11.99. Hers are, I think hers are more solid. Yep, she spotted them. I was like, that's a good score. Martha Stewart, what Easter baskets have looked like over the past 100 years. There you go, you guys.
Ooh.
I love Martha Stewart. Look at that Easter basket. That's freaking cool. And notice the bunny rabbit planter with the chick. And you can't get this same kind of, you want to look for this. Let me open this up. Uh-oh. Now I've done it. There we go. 1940s. I just want this. You can't get this same kind of fluffy cellophane stuff. That's why people would save this. I saved all of this. What did you say, Sherry? I just saw you. Yours were hard plastic, solid bottoms. That's what I thought. I saved all of this. Every year I put everything back in the baskets, and I put them in a garbage bag, and I tied it up, and I put it up in the rafters. And I don't think I have Dren or Emily's anymore. Nobody wanted them, and I was like, that's it, I'm done. So that's really a really cute basket, and it looks to be satin, right? What'd she say? World War II meant limits on trade between European countries and the United States. For the first time, Americans were envisioning a new kind of Easter basket, one with colorful grasses, ribbons, and foiled eggs. In 1946, a young girl admires her Easter basket containing colored eggs and fluffy chicks. That actually looks like a real, those are real chicks. Holy moly.
Yeah.
For sure enough. For sure, for sure. So, while talking about the tin foil eggs, why is this not letting me close it? Because I actually have, this was the bag that, these don't go for much. They go for about $8 a piece. They're, and I'm not taking it apart because one of them I couldn't get back together. This one, I'll take it apart. I was like, or maybe I won't. They're nothing exciting, but they have a inscription, which you're not going to be able to read, but it's the guy that designed it. His name is Ian, I-A-N, and I can't remember what his last name was. And if you think I can read that, Logan, and it's Swiss made. So I looked these up. They go for about $8 a piece. I don't know. I might keep these. They're metal. They'll be easy to clean. I don't really have a ton of Easter stuff. I do have some really cool Easter ornaments that Miss Evan, and Amy made for me. So those will be coming out. And I picked up at an estate sale I'm going to try to put this thing back together again, and it won't. And it's just going to drive me nuts. It's going to go right over there. Hi, Beth. How are you? Thank you. I picked up one of those fiber optic trees.
Oh, I love those.
It's 2 feet tall, and I figured I can set that sucker right there, and I can put because I have ornaments now for Easter, Halloween, and Christmas from Amy, and fall.
I've seen a lot of Easter trees.
I got them. And I need to have them. I need to have them out. You guys, Amy, you need to start selling those. And oh yeah, a lot of the beads that she uses to make these, they're like the safety pin baskets and stuff like that. Those kind of beads and the big safety pins. You can't find those in the vintage ones anymore. So I just have a box over here. And every time I buy a big box that has stuff like that in it, I just throw it in that box. And every couple of months, I send Amy a box of stuff. When you get stuff for dirt cheap, yep, you used to sell them ages ago. Well, I think you should you guys follow her on Instagram and you'll see all the cool stuff she makes.
Mm-hmm.
I remember this one. Okay, this basket is amazing. Look at all of the goodies in here. That rabbit's kind of frightening. What's the word Dren uses?
Occasional spice.
Terrifying.
Oh.
That whole conversation about occasional spice was terrifying. So here's your eggs. Here's your paper mache eggs. Here is a pipe cleaner bunny. And here is I bet that's a little tin bunny in the back there. And then, but just look at the basket. How many of you guys would pick up that basket? Look at this stuff. Here's another assemblage with all of that, the little kitschy. You got your pipe cleaners and your little eggs that look like the malted milk eggs, and this little basket here probably had a cupcake or something in it. $26, you guys. Vintage kitsch Easter basket, ceramic bunny, bird mushroom, OOAK, one of a kind, assemblage, decor, deco. They must have ran out of words. So, Etsy is really a good place. That's Pinterest, but Etsy is really a good place, and Pinterest to go. Here we go. This is what I was talking about.
Etsy was originally all things handmade, right?
All things handmade or vintage.
Oh, okay.
All things handmade or vintage.
I thought originally it was just handmade stuff.
It could very well have been. Somebody that knows more about that. Hi, Cheryl. How are you?
Hi, Cheryl.
Would know, but so, you guys can do this kind of stuff still, right? You can still do. That's kind of a scary basket right there. There you go. That's my kind of basket. Pre-made. All of the this is cool. Vintage Easter basket ideas. I don't know if that's soap or white chocolate. They both taste the same. Can't help myself there. Here's a. If you guys aren't picking up these little teeny tiny things that look like garbage, I have to just tell you, you must. Oh, I have a bunch of these. See these little mold things right here? They're actually Jello molds. They're actually vintage Jello molds, and people are having a hard time finding them. Well, I got a bunch of them. I need to start listing them because they're using them to make these. Look at this little rabbit. That is so freaking cute. I love this stuff, but I don't want it in my house any longer than it takes me to list it and sell it.
Don't forget, those that aren't full-time resellers have cubicles and offices that they decorate.
Oh, well,
that's huge at my work.
For sure. That's why I'm saying I love this stuff. It's beautiful. I don't want to have to clean it, dust it, pack it up, put it away, get it out. I'd rather be outside with my hands in the dirt. I'm just that person. I want to decorate once a year. That's it. And this year, I promised Ren that we would decorate for Christmas. I'm going to have a real tree over here sooner or later. That you be nice. All this talk about rabbits makes me hungry for stew. Rabbit stew is actually very good. I mean, we raised rabbits. So all of these little tiny things. Look at these little pom-poms. Those aren't vintage. So you marry these little tiny pieces of plastic. All right. Sherry and I picked up, what did I do with
people
them?
Buy these because they want to copy them too.
True. Well, and some people will just take pictures of them and copy them, but a picture doesn't always work. So let's see how big I can get this. See these little plastic flowers here? This is part of a flower that's 5 or 6 pieces on a plastic stem from the old vintage plastic stuff. Or maybe it's a new one from, look at, they plucked them off of this green thing. See this green thing right here? Had plastic leaves on it like this right here. This is so freaking creative. It's not even funny. So, I'm not looking at Instagram right now. Sorry, whoever's messaging me. So all of these little teeny tiny pieces, these are vintage. You go to even the Goodwill and the bins, you'll find grandma's plastic stuff. What's he saying?
He's singing. I don't know what's going on with him.
He's singing.
He's
I love
singing,
that.
He's playing the guitar. I don't know.
So all of these little things married together and nicely put into a vintage aluminum Jello mold. So I went to hear the same thing I hear every year, LOL. Now I have a migraine, but wanted to pop in. Oh, go lay down, Cheryl. She's had a heck of a couple of weeks. High school teacher conferences. Sorry. I'm so glad I don't have to deal with that anymore. We'll see. We'll see. So all of these little tiny things. I think all of these little tiny things that I paid $3 for, $5, whatever, even $10. I make $10 back on just one. These are wooden. They're actually wooden dowels, but they also are from Japan.
So freaking cute.
And then, so is this? No, it's not. You guys know what I'm talking about. I did a whole video. I believe I did a video. I probably need to redo a few of my videos from back in time. Do you guys see this Christmas tree? Right there. I bought that from Jan on one of her shows. And
it's old.
It's got mercury glass ornaments. Those little candles are mercury glass. It is a bottle brush tree. It rotates and plays music.
That would look great with eggs on it.
Wouldn't it though? Do you need it for your cubicle? I'll list it. It is getting listed. And hopefully it doesn't fall. Right now, that's the safest place for it. Even if it wasn't in good enough condition for me to sell like it is, which it needs a little bit of work done on it, but I'm not going to do too much to it other than make it look pretty for the pictures, because then it's going to get wrapped up again and sent to whoever purchases it. Those, I know that assemblage is amazing. Oh shoot. And they go on and on and on, right? All the different ones down here. This one's cute. They're all cute. Again, it's sold. What do you know about that? Look at how tiny. These little baskets right here, a ramekin would sit in that, like a Corel ramekin. You'd make custard. Anybody ever made custard, real custard? You'd get these little ramekins and you made custard on the stove, and then you put them in a pan and you put them in the oven and you filled the pan with water and you cooked it. It was real custard. And then when you took it out, you put it back in its little basket like that. Am I dating myself, or do you guys not cook? Or
Is that a rhetorical question, or
I don't know.
I've seen the little souffle dishes and the ramekins.
So yeah, I like a little souffle dishes, yep. but the little tiny ramekins, well, that's what we always called them, and they all have different names, right? That's just what we call them. Mm-hmm. You make custard. Oh, I love custard. So look at this. Just look at this real close. These are all plastic. You could either get them at the Dollar Tree, but I guarantee and almost bet that the majority of these were bought either at the Goodwill bins, some thrift store. Walk through your thrift store and look at these. A lot of people do this. They wrinkle their nose up at this, like, who would want that? This person that just made $18.50 out of probably nothing.
I think the deterrent for me is I don't know how to clean this stuff
with water.
All the little crevices and
these things right here. I just used a piece of my lint roller. I tore a piece of the lint roller off, and I just dabbed while I was listening to something else. I just dabbed on it.
I remember.
Hello, Miss Lori.
Hi, Jeannie.
Wait a minute. Is that Jeannie or Lori? I get up. One of these days, Alice, smack to the moon. Hi, Jeannie. Jeez. What? Hi, my lovely girl. You do that. Thanks for visiting from Australia.
Oh, canned air.
Canned air. Here's the thing about canned air. Tell them about canned air, Jan.
It does have moisture, so you have to be very careful with canned air. So why they sell them for cleaning out computers is beyond me, because they don't send instructions with exactly the angle to have the can to not send out freezing wet stuff.
So when you're a soft paintbrush, dun, dun, dun. And for bigger items, dun, dun, dun. Where can you guys get these for cheap?
Goodwill. Oh.
At the Goodwill too, probably, yeah. So canned air, when it starts to get cold in your hand, you look at what's coming out the other end.
Bad. I actually have an electric blower.
Yes. And that's where I got my little lecture on it. And it wasn't really a lecture because I asked. I was like, what about canned air or something? And she's telling me all of this. I'm like, oh, I have 3 cans of it at home that I need to go home and get rid of. I didn't get rid of. I do use it for nothing that has anything to do with electrical. But the minute
you could use it on like the in between the tiles in the bathroom.
Guess you could use it to clean
anything where
you could use it to clean the toe jam out between your toes if you needed to. I don't know.
I bet that would hurt.
Tops of the curtains. I use my vacuum cleaner for that.
That'd be okay. The tops of the curtains will dry.
With the dust stuck on them. I have a problem with dust, you guys.
Yeah.
The house at the farm had the old aluminum windows, and they were put in when I was a kid, so you can just imagine. It was just, I still have stuff here in boxes that has dust on it that I don't even know if I want to put out. Why? Because I got to clean it. And I'm all about not cleaning it unless I'm selling it. So more than you'll ever know.
Oh, she knows, Noelle. She
knows. I know.
She keeps your secrets, honey. Before you move on to your next topic, Courtney has sent you a link to some Easter items on your Instagram that she's had listed forever, and she wants your suggestions on how to make the listings better.
Okay. I will look at them. I see that. I will look at them. Do you need me to look at them now?
She thought it would be educational because it's related to the stuff you're talking about.
Okay. All right. Let me do the next. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Let's do this real quick, and then we'll pull up some of Courtney's listings and see. Jewelry. What?
Oh.
What? They make Easter jewelry? Really? No. That was like the last epiphany I had as I was leaving the storage unit. And I was like, because you guys, that was like 15 minutes of like, oh, and this and this and this. And then I was just like, I have to get a piece of paper and write this down. I'll never remember all this stuff. Getting in the car and I'm like, jewelry. Well, duh. Okay. So it's not just vintage jewelry either. And let's just look at this. Guaranteed, this is on Etsy. Somebody made this. $65. Hello, click, click, click.
They really like rabbits.
It's not wanting to click through, so there we go.
You have to hit the visit button. Oh, there you go.
Okay. $65.86 rabbit bracelet, gold bracelet, enamel. I can almost guarantee you that somebody made this. That's amazing. Not something for me, but that's gorgeous. You could even buy this and take it apart and use that for an assemblage, right? Laughing.
That's a perfect idea for something with broken jewelry.
Yes.
And extra rhinestones.
Yep. All that stuff and all that jazz.
Amy found a rhinestone tree that was shaped like an egg jewelry.
That actually say die cuts. Okay. What the heck? All right. I want to go. Oh, I am there. Wow. All right. Framed. Okay, here we go. Jan and I have been talking about doing this with Christmas trees. Here's your jewelry, your broken jewelry pieces. Okay. You buy a jewelry jar at the Goodwill. You buy a lot of jewelry from Donatello Bottolino or from Jan or from somebody else or whatever, or you have a bunch of jewelry that you have no clue what to do with. Well, here you go.
Perfect.
Here's a brooch. Yep. Here's all of these pieces of a necklace or bracelet that probably wasn't worth anything. These look like they're plastic. Who cares? Some little Aurora Borealis, some Fimo eggs, a little earring here, little here, there, here an earring, here, there an earring. Here's a little rabbit, which made it Easterish, right? With the basket. This is probably a pair of earrings, right? Sorry. This right here with the leaf and more. Oh, they did. This is beautiful.
You could put Easter in the title of this. You could put Mother's Day in the title of this.
You could put Dust Me. I have a problem with dust. Let's just go right there. If it can't be ran under the sink to get the dust off, I probably don't want it anywhere in my house because that's how I like to clean. That's how I like to dust. All right, here we go. Here is a beautiful unsigned Hattie Carnegie. Look at this little guy's. He almost looks like
Carnegie. That's the designer.
That's a new one to me, but one will be paying attention to though, right? Hattie Carnegie. Yep. Look that up. Look her up. Unsigned. Unsigned. That's probably why we're not familiar with her because she's not a name that we would see. Okay, wait a minute. What about adding the word Easter to the listing title of small things that would make nice Easter basket gifts similar to stocking stuffers? Absolutely. Absolutely. Make sure you get it in there.
When Easter's over.
Abso-freaking-lutely. Like I could list this Easter, right? See the flowers in it? It's green. It's spring. Easter, spring. Send to Noelle. Marie, I know where you live. Even though it takes another 15 minutes to get there than it used to. All right, this is cute.
Noelle, put that on a Post-it to look up later.
Hattie Carnegie.
Hattie Carnegie, worth looking up. Worth going down that rabbit hole.
Because you know I have a few.
I know. That's like the Heidi Doss revelation just happened with Hattie Carnegie.
I was just talking about Heidi Doss the other day. I may or may not have a whole thing full of Heidi Doss that I need to get listed. Hattie Carnegie.
She was a fashion entrepreneur and she was featured in Collectors Weekly about her jewelry. And wow.
I bet she's on that site, the site that I had put in
the description.
My video that I did on costume jewelry here. A couple of weeks ago or last week or whenever it was, I did that one. I bet she's on. I love that site. I could go through that site. I could sit there all day and look at it. This little guy's cute. $15. Vintage bunny rabbit brooch, enamel cloisonne. I kind of think that's. Don't you think that's a little cheap?
I think that's really low.
Really, really, really cute though.
I've been taught by Noelle, so. Well, I want $40 for gum wrappers. So, yeah. And you know what? I got $40 for gum wrappers.
Bunny Bell brooch by Lipstick and Chrome Sable. Those are too cute.
Adorable.
Look at the shoes. It reminds me of Roger Rabbit. The bombshell girl, whatever her name was. Jessica. All right. So.
Oh, here's a suggestion for you. Anything you want to have, but you don't want to dust it, encase it in plexiglass.
No, because you got to clean the freaking plexiglass. What is wrong with you people?
You want a list?
No, because I fit every little description that's going to go in that list. All right, you guys. Let's look at some. Oh, wow. So this here you go again. Here's the felt. Here's the little, look at the eyes on that rabbit. She's like, I know your secret.
Her eyes scream Japan to me.
$20. She's a little flocked blow mold rabbit that's probably less than an inch tall, would be my guess. So, and they made this into an ornament, which why this came up in jewelry, I don't know, but you could wear that around your neck on Easter Day. Go to church and go, I'm
I
fancier
know
than
her
you.
dust issues are real. I know.
How about these? Little girls love these, and little girls that grew up that had these love these. Right?
Cute.
Any of you guys remember these? These are right up there with the, you know, the Sanrio stuff, these little tiny earrings. And these are still in their, still new in package. That's pretty cool. All right, what else we got? I'll do a couple more jewelry. Is that an ear? What is this? Easter egg. Oh, wow. It's a charm would be my guess.
Got a little chicken in the egg.
Oh, here we go. I'm just going to show this here real quick because that's a whole nother segment. Yeah, that look.
Oh my goodness.
All right. These are cute. These almost look like those little things you would cut out and then you'd put in the oven and bake them. What were those called?
Oh.
You know what I'm talking about? You see? Look. I
Sprung,
knew
right?
it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew I was not going to be disappointed. Shrinky dinks.
So there would be religious jewelry.
Oh, for sure.
associated with these
I mean,
too.
religion and Easter are like, you know, they're like, that's it. So don't forget about these guys right here. The Russian eggs, the, what are the really super spendy ones? The
Fabergé.
Fabergé eggs. I'm not going to look at those because, you know, if we find one of those, everybody better be telling us about it.
Mm-hmm. And sharing the profit.
That's right.
You can.
Look at these. How freaking cute are these? So, lot parts. All right, you guys, here we go. Somebody bought it already. Dang it. $6.50. If you guys like this stuff and you want to get a deal, that would have been a deal right here. $6.50. Somebody bought this whole lot of these little pieces.
So fun.
There you go. Look at this one right here is so broken. They have a safety pin on it.
You add some plastic plants and stick it in a ramekin and sell it for $175.
That's right. That was a deal. I have to say that was a pretty good deal. So go, if you guys like this stuff, you're not going to find any of mine listed like that because
everybody knew the shrinky dinks.
Even though I managed to, where did those shrinky dinks go? That's what those earrings look like. These ones right here. They probably aren't, but that's what they look like. Shrinky. I always wanted shrinky dinks. We never got to have any. My mom probably would have thought, we probably would have burned our kitchen down.
I never did them either.
Full towered vintage Christmas. I bet there's, now you know.
What do we know? Uh-oh, typing is happening. I don't see typing.
Holt Howard Easter.
Oh, no.
Oh, I love Holt Howard. Oh, my good Lord.
Oh, wow.
Look at this. Look at that.
That's me and Babes. I need those.
Unless Babes has changed sex, it's not you and Babes.
Faces are too sweet.
That's you and me. Oh my good heavens. Why am I not surprised? Make it and bake it kits. Yes.
I would have never thought that was Holt Howard though.
Stained glass looking plastic ornaments. Oh yes, that's right. Oh, and you could make those out of lifesavers. You could crush lifesavers up and make those stained glass ornaments.
Oh my God, you've been watching TikTok with Dren?
Dren doesn't watch TikTok. He's not allowed. Unless his dad shows him something.
Yeah.
I'm in charge of his social media and he is very muted.
He's come up with some doozy snacks for the microwave. I'll tell you.
Oh, I need this.
That is so cute.
I would maybe clean that. What is it? Daisy Dorables. That is adorable. It's on a little daisy. Oh, okay. Here we go. Hang on.
So she's got a tiger
Oh,
snout, an owl on her head. No,
look at her
that's
little.
a pigtail.
Oh
Got
my
it.
gosh. It's like a lid to something. I don't know. That's adorable.
I would have never thought that was Holt Howard either.
I wonder if she likes occasional spice. You're going to have to tell that story. You tell the story and I will click through a few more Holt Howard items.
So Dren had to go with Noel to the airport to pick me up. He had to stay up late and he wanted to go. And I don't think I had been in the car like 5 minutes, and he was asking me, because very clearly he was hungry. So he was trying to infer that I might be hungry so that we would go through some special drive-through that had certain kind of swirly fries or something, curly fries.
Arby's or something like that. Yeah.
I don't remember what it was. So he's asking me what kind of snacks I would like. And then he asked if I had ever had.
Oh, he gave you a lecture on.
Oh yeah, and Andy told
the very first thing.
The very first thing, right? I've got a can of Diet Coke, and he looks, and this is when I knew that he was Noel's grandson. I have a can of Diet Coke, and he's like, "That's Diet Coke." And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, do you realize what's in that? And I just about spit it out all over the car and went, oh my God, you are your grandmother's grandchild.
Oh my God, look at this. Sorry.
Go ahead. Oh, those are cute.
That is adorable.
So anyway, he asked me if fire Cheeto mozzarella sticks. And I was like,
do you like occasional spice is what it was.
Yeah, no, the occasional spice part didn't come up until I asked him how they're made.
Oh.
And this is just, he's never seen me in person. He's only seen me on FaceTime and on my YouTube channel. And this was like a conversation with this teeny tiny little grown-up, the way that he was talking. It was so funny. And he's like, well, they're cheese sticks, kind of, but if you like to have a little occasional spice, then you have to, and he proceeds to tell me how you crunch them up and into crumbs, and then you have to melt regular cheese sticks a little bit so that the crumbs will stick. And oh my God. So the whole week I was there, anytime we were like ready to kill each other because we were lifting boxes and hauling U-Haul trucks and everything else, I was like, would you like some occasional spice?
He had a little occasional spice when she was unboxing him. He shared it with her.
Oh, yeah.
It's in one of the videos. This is funny. Jeremy says occasional spice was the fill-in for the Spice Girls when one of them was sick.
Yes.
Hi, Miss Donna. How are you?
Hey,
how are you? Thank you for popping in. I love you.
But that's why we keep saying occasional spice, because it's just the funniest moment, and it makes me immediately remember that moment with Dren.
He feels like he knows. It's like he talks the same way to Marie. Like we dropped a bunch of stuff off at Marie's, and he's out around the kitchen into the garage, and he's like, comes back and he goes something about the soda that was in the. He asked something about something to drink, and she said there's water, and he goes there's soda. I mean, he's at home. He doesn't care. He walked right in. We've been to Marie's many times, but it was just like, I was like, Dren. And she.
He's awesome.
Yep, face blue smiling. Yep, for sure.
That's an emoticon that we can't see, is what that is.
Is it?
Yeah, it's
Oh, I can't. Oh, I see it. Never. Oh, I see it on my.
that's
I'm looking
weird
on.
StreamYard.
Oh, that's too cute. And oh, he'll talk your leg off. Jody knows that. So the next thing I want to talk about is die cuts. Because do they have die cuts for Easter? You bet your booties that they do. I think
Yep.
they probably might have more die cuts for Easter, if that's possible. I don't know. I went to an estate sale a while back and I got this huge Santa poster that's like, it's for a door, right? Well, it was folded up in this big piece of poster paper. I don't know, a big piece of cardboard. It had to have been a 6x6 foot piece of cardboard that they made like a portfolio out of. This gal was a teacher. And inside that, nobody looked in it. I found some Western drawings that were signed, but inside that I found that poster. And as I found that poster and I was going through that thing, I found all these die cuts. Now, some of them weren't marked because they came as kits that she used in her classroom, right? This one right here, a lot of the stuff that she had was Hallmark, and it is marked. This one is Hallmark. And I think these ones aren't marked. So whether they had bigger pieces to go with them or not, or whether they were part of a classroom set that they would get these sets of stuff for the classrooms. This one is not marked either. So if it was Bastille, which I probably did not pronounce that right, it would be marked on it. We all know that Hallmark marks theirs. This one. This one was 25 cents wherever she bought it at. This is amazing. Actually, it's a pretty good size one. It's got a little bit of a bend on the corner there, and they use thumbtacks to put it up. But, you know, these older ones, it doesn't matter. Die cuts, period, are big. And people will buy the little ones for assemblages. But I don't have any Easter-themed ones to show you guys. But as you well know, you will find the honeycomb ones as well, right? T just sold a large lot of Easter die cuts yesterday on her live. Ooh. So I have this tray here from that one sale that has Easter, it has Christmas, it has Thanksgiving, it has Irish, all of her honeycomb. So that's a honeycomb Raggedy Ann centerpiece. And then there was stuff that I'd never seen before. This isn't Easter, but I bet they made Easter ones like this. This is for Thanksgiving, and it's Hallmark. I listed some of the stuff a while back, but then this one is Thanksgiving as well. 3D pop-up, and it's old, and it's Hallmark. So make sure when you guys are vintage pipe cleaners, people love these because of the color. It's muted, it's tiny. It's like the ones that that they used when they made those ornaments and stuff. And these are actually made to clean. They use them to clean pipes. So when you can find this stuff, even if it's not a whole package, you can find these older pipe cleaners like this. This is probably about $10. I think I looked it up. So die cuts can go for some money. They can. I honestly think that this is. Oh, here, let me put this up here. That's a lot of die cuts for $24, in my personal opinion. Somebody go buy that. 12, there's 12 of them for $24. $2 a piece. That's pretty good. Here's another one. This one is a set of 7 and they're Bastille. So wow, that's a good price right there. 7, so $3 a piece, right? 7 times 3 is $24 a piece. I can math. Look at that mushroom. Oh my goodness. Somebody go buy this. Sorry. I'm horrible. Definitely never stop yourself from sourcing on eBay or Etsy or anywhere else, because you will find stuff. Okay, so vintage Easter postcards. I don't have any of those pulled to show you guys because I didn't want to dig through postcards, but I do have a bunch of them. And they can go for a lot of money. A lot. Vintage postcard, Easter greeting with stamp, 1 cent, Benjamin Franklin rare. It almost looks fabric, right? But I think what I want to do is I want to go here. And I want to look at the solds, because you can ask whatever you want for something. It doesn't mean that that's what you're going to get for it, right? I ask high prices. I have best offer on everything. I don't have a problem taking a best offer on something. So here's a lot of 3 winch artistic bunny rabbits on Easter. They're very Victorian looking, because they are Victorian. 1914, that one says down in the corner. I personally would have sold these separately, but that's just me. I think she could have gotten $28 for each one of them. So that's my personal opinion. Here's a Halloween one. I would sell that for way more than that too. But that's just me. Like, you can ask any price you want to. That doesn't mean you're going to get it. So let's just look at price plus shipping. Highest first. This is a postcard album. So we talked about albums last week when we did stickers and talking about albums and should you take them apart, should you not take them apart. This is Christmas and Easter. I so would have taken this apart. I absolutely would have taken this apart. 273 cards for 800 and oh wow, let's just do.
Yeah, I was just gonna say you're gonna do the math, aren't you?
I'm like, I hope another reseller bought this, or so what was that? $897,
$900.
How many were in there? 273.
73. Maybe
$3.28 a card.
Maybe somebody need a molar removed and needed money.
You guys,
quick.
These aren't even non-signed Easter. They aren't even glued in. Somebody made a killing on this. Who cares that they paid $1,000 for it? Guaranteed. Let me look. I bought, okay. Wow. I'm having a little bit of a problem. I'm having heart failure right now.
Man, if I did this, I would have gotten an earful for the rest of my life. Yep.
Let's just say it.
I would never have done that. You could
Holy
have
moly.
at minimum gotten $10 a card, and most of those would have gone way higher.
Any Christmas card that has Santa in it where he's not in red is a $20 card. If he's in purple or green or white, I know I'm not
Easter rabbit.
Oh my, you guys. Wow. Okay. So that's enough. I'm just oh, wow. Those are so darn cute.
I get it, Jeremy. I get it. I've done it myself, but I mean, if you're a full-time reseller, let's see who this person, how many feedback do they have? Are they a power seller?
This person right here that sold this group has 16,712 feedback.
They should have known better. And
this is a different one. This is
them up in the scanner and send them through.
This is 311 pieces for $9.68, so about the same price. I
wouldn't doubt it, Marie.
Wow. Paid. I don't know. I bought a postcard album when I went to New York, and Jan so graciously suffered through 2 estate sales. One of them was really cool. The other one was kind of but the people had it priced really high. It was a 2-day estate sale that we were there on the first day, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I asked her, she wanted 200 and something for they wanted, and I had looked at the pictures before we went. So I had an idea. Lot of over 100. This is the way to get rid of them, but I would real picture postcards. Somebody's cleaning out their storage unit is all I can say.
Jeremy, get a double-sided scanner and stack them up and send them through.
Duplex scanner. I have one.
They are easy to list.
Yep. And you don't have to take pictures, and you can just sit there and scan them, and they scan right into your computer or right onto your hard drive, whatever you want to do.
Create 100 templates.
It doesn't matter if here's a vintage. Here, you guys, one postcard. One. Even these ones down here listed. This one postcard sold for a best offer. What did it? That's not what it said. Okay. So if this one postcard sold for what I'm going to say, I could look it up.
Do your trick. Do your trick. Copy the title and go to Terapeak. Yep. Let's see what it really sold for. You go to Terapeak, research. Yep. That's how you do it, guys. She taught me this. Take the title, and this is where you can see what it actually sold for.
$32. One postcard. One vintage rabbit postcard. Humanized, aka anthropomorphic, because they probably didn't have room because they needed to put Happy Easter and a bunch of other stuff. So they could have left out the happy. They could have put Easter. People aren't searching for humanized. That's the first time I've ever heard that, seen that, which means nothing. And how many times do they have rabbit in here? They could have removed rabbit one. Oh, let's go back to the, let's see, I can get rid of that. Where was?
Jeremy, don't make me put you in timeout.
They could have done vintage rabbit postcard, anthropomorphic, dressed. I wouldn't. Yeah. Well, whatever. They got $32 for it, so who cares? I don't need to pick it apart, but I will say more than likely had they had anthropomorphic in there rather than humanized. That's creepy. All right, enough of that. So for me, let's see where, okay. For me to see this sell for $32. See, like I said, they had it listed for $49. I'll list mine high. I'll take a best offer. Heck yeah. If I paid 10 cents or I got it for free, or I paid $3, I'll take 32 for $3.
Jody suggested fantasy as a keyword in the title instead of anthropomorphic.
That's a good one too, because it doesn't take up as much room. But the humanized one, that's kind
Or
of
fairy tale. Fairy tale could be in there too.
I would rather use creepy instead of humanized, to tell you the honest truth. Anyway, you could get lost in postcards, but just keep, it doesn't seem to matter. Here's one that sold for $45. Happy Easter Art Nouveau vintage postcard signed. So that's really cute. So a lot of those postcards, Christmas or whatnot, that are in here, I'm going to guarantee you that they paid, we figured we paid what? That they paid $3 for it. Where the heck? Oh, I forgot to click on this. They paid about $3 a piece for it. They're going to make that, they're going to make their $1,000 back real quick, probably on just a few of these.
If they're a reseller.
Right. If they're a reseller. You would,
Could be a magpie Ethel that's looking to decorate a whole darn house.
Well, she's not buying this stuff to decorate a house with. She's going to buy this stuff. She's going to craft with it. She's going to make an assemblage and she's going to sell it.
Yep.
So, and heck yeah, buy this. Keep the few that you like for yourself. Like here's duplicates of this one, right? One of them's in really good condition. The other one's been, you guys can't see me point my finger. That one's been wrinkled up, but it's, sell these suckers and then sell the binder that they're in. What does that say right there? Wolf, not signed. Property of, interesting. Christmas, children only, Easter. Anyway, so there you go. There was the Easter postcards. Let's close that one. We did die cards. We did that. We did that. Now we have Easter greeting cards.
I see you, Ty.
Some of these can go for good money. Like this one, they have it listed for $910. Will they get it? Who knows? Watch it and find out. Some of them, this one is Zazzle. I think Zazzle is a print on demand. Don't quote me on that. Jody would know. Jody's smart about that stuff. She would know.
Amy pointed out the ones with mica with
yes.
the sparkles. They go for more. Yeah, me too, Jody.
Very much so. And the thing about Popeye's postcards is, I don't know what happened with him a couple of years ago. He had an amazing YouTube channel, and then something happened and he took his whole channel down. Like he just disappeared from the face of the earth. And then he slowly came back because Don, the auction professor, and Dom talked about him all the time. So he came back. He sells a lot. He's on Whatnot a lot. So if you guys want to learn about postcards from the best person in the world to learn about postcards from is Popeye's Postcards. And he is the nicest guy in the whole world. And he does not, he was getting harassed by somebody. Yeah, I believe so, Jody. And I talked about him all the time. And it was funny because when he came back, I don't know if he was live one day or if I was on his Whatnot and I came in and I said hi and he stopped what he was doing and he said, "Are you the lady that talks about me all the time?" I was like, I didn't even know he knew who I was, but apparently somebody had told him. Anyway, super nice guy. He sells on Whatnot if you're not on Whatnot, and if you should go on Whatnot, I do have a link. You'll get $10 to spend if you sign up. You can go Courtney, you can get $15 from Courtney. I don't know why she gets 15 and I only get 10, but might be time spent on the platform. I'm not sure. But anyway, he does not cherry pick his cards that he sells on Whatnot. So there'll be good ones and there'll be okay ones. Whatever, you have the opportunity to see everything he's selling. So that's my plug for him. Hello, Cameron. I'm sorry, I won't support him at all.
So do you want to take a look at Courtney's listings?
Yeah, let me show these cards and we'll do Courtney's listings. You got them. Are you pulling them up? Is that what you're doing? She sent
No,
them
I can if you want.
Huh?
I can if you want.
Let
But
me
you have-
do.
You have to forward me the links, or Courtney needs to send them to me.
These are from PAAS. They came out of a PAAS Easter die. So there's 2 of those. These I sorted through when Jan was here. May your Easter be blessed. Happy Easter, Dad. This one is really cool. It is got netting on it and it's flocked. The bunny is flocked. And it is a Hallmark card. And I might have to get that one listed here. I don't know if I'm going to get all my Easter stuff listed, but will it? What do I have to do to make this thing? There we go.
You did it.
To an Easter message to my sister. This has mica on it. See the sparkly? This whole paper is like, I want to say Aurora pearlized. And I don't know if you can, there you go, you can see it. So the paper is pearlized as well. And this one has mica on it. Her little dress and her shoes. Guess you can kind of sort of see it. This is made in the USA. Most of these are. So these are the kind of things that you're going to find. And you may only find 1 or 2. When I walk into an estate sale and I go into the office and there's a box of cards, I thumb through the whole box. I used to just buy the whole box. I don't do that anymore. If I'm there, I might as well just thumb through it and take the ones that I want, right?
Now that's not the
Saddle postcards are very collectible. Thank you,
That's
Kay.
the second time I've heard that word.
Clap saddle.
Clap saddle.
I'm going to write that down and we'll look that up in a little bit. Okay. All right. Let me see what we got here for Courtney. My finger's stuck.
Oh. You'd have to open Instagram, I think, on your computer in order to click those links on your screen, right?
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Sorry. Let me open this back up. Okay, let me put this back up here. This way I can. All right, let's do.
I'll add it after you click the link.
Oh my God, if I had a brain, I'd be dangerous today. All right.
Yeah, MJ said the same thing about the clap saddle. She's an artist, and when I was doing research before my ephemera sale, you got it?
Yep.
Oh, look how cute that is.
So rare vintage Easter paper mache egg, chenille pipe cleaner dolls chick egg, one of a kind. How do you know it's one of a kind?
Because somebody made it, maybe?
I mean, I'm asking. Are you still here,
She's still here.
Courtney?
I know you would, Marie.
I'm almost
He said
scared.
because it's handmade.
I don't think personally that I would waste the 4 characters with the one of a kind. I absolutely would remove rare. That's a waste of words, and it's an overused term, but you know how I feel about that. So what would I do for a title for this?
Look at the little chickies holding.
You have chenille and you have pipe cleaner both in there, which basically both refer to the same thing because pipe cleaner is chenille. That's okay, but that's also using to, it's not a bad title.
I think
you
it
have a
needs
lot of keywords in there.
It needs assemblage in there.
It does. It needs, what was the other word? Diorama you could use. But I think
Diorama is usually in a box or in a cave or in an egg or.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Some of those that I pulled up on Etsy. So I think I would use and I don't even know that I would put vintage at the beginning. I have started either leaving vintage out or putting it in the middle or towards the end because I don't want my first 5 words to have vintage in it. I know you rarely use the word rare.
I'd say handmade assemblage.
So
Karen suggested handmade. Yeah, diorama is a scene.
I would almost say Victorian, but those cloth flowers that are used in there are not Victorian. Does that make sense? So you see, now I'm picking it apart too much because it's the inspector part of me, and I have a hard time. I have a hard time with that, and I'll admit to it.
How long's it been listed, Courtney? Ooh,
vintage.
Valerie's got a fancy word. Millinery flowers.
Easter assemblage.
I always search the word vintage too. I got to be honest, Courtney.
Paper.
Always.
I don't use the word vintage when I search.
I know. I do. I can't stop.
I don't even have to anymore. It just brings it all up.
I always seem to, especially on eBay. Etsy, it's different. I don't use the word vintage on Etsy, but on eBay, sometimes when I search for stuff, I just get so much like dollar store crap. Courtney, how long have these been listed? Did you say? No, you didn't say. That's the type of flower, millinery flower. Yeah, the style of the flower.
Well, looky there. What came up first?
Is that hers?
Vintage Easter assemblage, chenille, paper mache, children egg. That's what I put in, and Courtney's item came up first.
Cool.
So try that. Just change it up a little bit.
She must already have that somehow.
I would have to look. Oh, I'll write it down here. Let me copy it. Let me just copy that. And then Jan's going to remove me so that I can go into Instagram and send you that. And, okay, so I sent you that one. Is there another one? Was that the only one?
She has 3 listed. I don't know if she sent you all 3 links though.
I only have I have you. Oh, she's watching Rachel too, who's talking about me. I'm gonna make something and send it. I'm making something from something I bought from Courtney and whatnot. Is that the only one you sent me? You have two more, but that's the only link you sent me. Are the other ones on
I would take the
got one.
suggestions that people made. They said add decor, handmade, and assemblage.
I have
don't know
assemblage in that.
Do you? I don't know which ones. Are you back to showing stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, this is another one. Where did you get these at? These are
Wow.
cute.
These are awesome.
This one almost looks like a cupcake. Oh, and it's an egg also. Well, you can use almost, and you have a pipe cleaner doll Korea egg. I would again take the rare out, paper mache egg chenille, take the pipe cleaner out. I would put child, not doll.
What's the
assemblage? Basically,
what's the
build
doll made out of.
What's what? So that's all chenille paper. This is all pipe cleaner here too.
Yep.
This is and
a little doll face.
Paper mache doll face, and it's all and it's a I'm looking to see right there inside that egg. It says something. Container made in Korea would be my guess, since that's what she put. Container made in. I see it. I don't know how many places, but it's got that. Made in Korea. Okay, I see it way up here. Okay, so I wonder if somebody actually did she show the bottom made in Korea? Duh. Oh, for crying out loud, I need my head examined here.
You'll get there. That's awesome.
That's beautiful. So I think that I would do the same for it, and you can put I know a lot of people say not to make a sentence. I try to make sentences because I would never type this into eBay search looking for something ever, or even into Google. I would never. All of these little words that you have here can be put down into your description, and they will pull from your description, right? So,
well, yeah, that's how you got it as the very first result on Google, right?
Right. Well, and I totally did not use her title.
Right, but she has that information down in her description, right?
Well, some of the words were right. I did not use one of a kind.
I don't see assemblage.
You could put one of a kind in your description. I don't think you need to put it in your title. Personally, that's my personal opinion. What is Jody still here? She's really good with keywords too. I don't think you have them priced too high.
I don't think you have them priced too high.
And on top of that, you have best offer, make an offer. So you have them on sale because they fell into your sale, 38% off. Wow. I don't think I'd take much less off of that personally, but who am I, right? You guys got to do you.
Mm-hmm.
Here we have over here vintage chenille pipe cleaner, Easter bunny rabbit decorations, chick as is egg, $24.99. They could sell each one of those pieces, the egg and the chick and the rabbit, for $24.99. And then
I'm pretty sure that's defaulted now, Courtney. Do you know, Noelle?
What?
Do you, when you do a search on eBay, does description and title automatically?
Yeah, I don't know what setting you're talking about. Every word that's in your
setting.
I've never had a setting for it. I don't know what you guys are talking about. A setting
when you click on advanced search on eBay.
Oh, I never use that.
There's a spot that when you change to solds, you do, right?
I do not. Well, I guess, yeah. I use
Yeah.
advanced search for solds, but I don't click any of the
Right.
stuff off on the side. Why
Yeah,
would you want to do? This
that's
is what
where-
I don't understand. Why would you want to click any of that stuff off on the side and get rid of all the other choices you could see?
Yeah.
When
I
you
always it defaults, I think, to
that's true. Okay, so
I always
that could be true. They do pull from the description on search, and Google pulls from the description on search.
Yep.
That's see right here. Google pulls from it. And I'll tell you something else. My listings, which go straight over to my Bonanza, 9 times out of 10, my listings will show up on Google from Bonanza before they'll show up from eBay. And then I'll have double. And I think it's probably because I use promoted listings. So anybody that has any kind of ad blocker on their computer will not see any listing that is a promoted listing. That's a fact. Because
Well, I
a
will say this,
promoted listing is an advertisement. You're paying to have your listing
right.
promoted.
So just web design in general, the information that's on your website is metadata. Okay. So when you register a domain and then you host a website on it, you have an option to push it out, through search engines and such like that. And you can do only hashtags, you can do all of your metadata. I would assume that Bonanza has all of their metadata pushed out to the search engines. eBay obviously controls it because they want you to pay to do a promoted listing. So that's valid.
I'll tell you something. If you're not doing promoted listings, don't. Because once you get into promoted listings, you can never get away. They will punish you and punish you and punish you. And I don't care how many listings you have. And I don't care if you had your listings for 99 cents a piece. They will hide that crap because they want you to pay them more money because you said you would. And the minute you change your mind, off with your head. While we're talking about
savage.
While we're talking about that, I want to talk about shipping to Germany real quick because I had an issue this last 2 weeks. I have shipping business policies. Now I called eBay this morning and talked to 2 different people, and the one gal I gave a lecture to because she didn't know diddly squat what she was trying to tell me. And I told her she needed to go get some more training on it because Germany, the country, made a law. And I had talked to Courtney about this. It might have been last week because there's a new global shipping program, which, by the way, is still Pitney Bowes. And so there's a new program through eBay that's supposed to be, it's global shipping, but they changed some things. And Courtney thought that maybe you could ship to Germany through using the global shipping. And so I asked about that today, Courtney. I have concierge, so I call and I talk to him. The first gal, I hung up on her. It was easier for me to hang up on her than it was to be rude. And I didn't want to be rude because nobody needs to be rude to anybody. And when you hang up on concierge, they call you back. Just, anyway, so my son had called me, so I called him, and pretty soon here comes the phone call. eBay's calling me, and I said, I'll be back. All right. Okay. Rebel took a class. That's right. That's what you said. So I had a $250 some order on a doll from a gal in Germany, and she didn't pay. She made me an offer and I accepted it, and she didn't pay. And so I went down to, when I was doing my shipping, I noticed that it was an international sale. I didn't look up where it was from or anything. So I went down and I packaged it up so that I could go on Pirate Ship and get the best rate, because Pirate Ship has less expensive shipping and they also have less expensive insurance. So I went in to send her an invoice and give her the shipping on it so that it would be way cheaper. It was like almost $50 cheaper than what eBay was going to charge. And that's when I saw that she was in Germany when I went to look at it all up. So I sent her a message and I told her, I cannot sell you this item because you live in Germany, and Germany made a law that went into effect in July that nobody in the world can ship to you unless they get a license. And I can't think what the name of it is. I was just saying it this morning. It's a certain program, but it's not just eBay. It's the whole world. But if you're on eBay, you got messages and all of that. Hi, Mary. Yes, it's still Pitney Bowes. It's still the same, but the labels look different, and it doesn't go to Erlanger anymore. No, So, and that's what the second guy that called me back, he was really cool. And I told him, I said, listen, I said, I don't want to sound mean, and I don't want, I had a hole in my lip, and I don't want for this gal to give somebody else bad information, because I know exactly what I'm talking about. And he goes, you do? He goes, you're like one of the first people I've talked to that knows the whole, you know it. And I said, so maybe there's some way that you can send her some information and educate her on it in case she gets more questions about this. I said, because I said, I want to ask you, if I use global shipping, because I've never used global shipping before, can I ship to Germany through global shipping? So he and I went into a bunch of stuff and read a bunch of stuff, and the answer is no, unless you apply for and get up to 4 pounds. Yep. Unless you apply for it and get the, what is the name of it? Somebody put it in there. Jeremy, I would leave out. Here you go, Courtney. Would leave out Korea in the title. It's not necessarily desirable if it's from Korea. If someone only collects Japan, they may not look at it. If it's not in the title, they might click on it. There you go. That's a good idea.
Jeremy says it's called a UVAT.
UVAT. Nope, that's not the right. That's not the right one.
I have it turned off.
Oh my God, it's a stupid name, and it's like right there, and it's not.
Happens to me all the time. And this is something that eBay told you had to have in order to use.
They told you too. As of July, it's not eBay. It's German. Lucid, thank you. Because I'm not. I knew somebody put it in there. Okay, so in January of last year, Germany put out this law that they were going to make. And on top of that, even if you apply for and get the Lucid thing, and it's a couple $1,000s. So if you're a bigger corp and you sell a lot to Germany, it's worth it to get that, right?
Sure.
If you're not, it's not.
Yeah.
So I mean, you have to weigh the thing. I know. Geesh. Hey, Greg. I'm not Lucid. So as of July 1st is when it hit that you could no longer ship to Germany, period, from any country to Germany, unless you had that Lucid, unless you applied for and got your certification through Lucid to ship to Germany. Now you can probably ship to Germany 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times before they bust you. But that one time they bust you, you're gonna wish you
This
hadn't.
is for anything that's not like airmail, like a letter or whatever.
Probably a letter's fine, right? But
Right.
but when and on top of that, they have
Anything
strict
that's a parcel.
regulations on what kind of packaging you can use. It all has to be, there can be no plastic. It all has to be recyclable. So no, it all has to be paper tape, all that good stuff. All right.
Mhm.
So GSP to Germany, you cannot. Sorry. I'm telling you right now, I talked to them this morning because I had a $200 and some sale that I could have made. So I have had Germany shut off since July because that's when it all started. I have shipping business policies. So I called in about another issue. So, but I wanted to clarify this. And I asked him, I said, why is she being able to? I said, because I relisted the doll and I went into all my policies and I made sure that I still had Germany shut off. And I said, the only way that I see that I could do any more damage is to shut all of Europe off. And I said, and I'm not doing that, and he goes, well, in your shipping profile, you don't have Germany shut off. And I said, what are you talking about, my shipping profile? And so when you go to account under your name, you go to account settings and open that up. And then you go over and you open your shipping profile. And he goes, well, you don't have a shipping profile. And I go, no, because I have shipping business policies, because that's the smart way to do it, in my personal opinion. He goes, oh, I see that. So then we went into my shipping business policies and he goes, well, you have Germany shut off on everything. And I said, I do. I have it shut off on each listing individually. You have it shut off because you don't have shipping business policies, correct, Courtney?
Maybe you should do a whole other little.
Well, while we're talking about this right now, I'm not going to. So if people want to know about this, they're just going to have to figure it out. So if you go here.
Okay, hang on. Let me make it bigger.
And
that's not it. That.
Okay. So if you go to your seller hub or wherever and you get into your account settings and you open that up and you go over here to selling and you go to do business, manage shipping preferences. This is not the one that he had me in. So I am not enrolled in the global shipping program, nor am I going to change that. Shipping settings. It's not going to have anything here for me because I don't use this profile. That's not the one that he had me in. Payments. That's selling preferences. Maybe it was under that. Nope. Wow. I never go in here. I don't need to. So I have subscriptions, seller account. Maybe he had me open that. Nope. Okay, so I have shipping business policies. In each of these policies, let's say I have something that's over a pound. It's going to go, doesn't really matter which one, returns, medium mail. Okay. It's going to go into this policy. Anything that I have that's over a pound is going to go into this, into this policy. And I have 4 options that people can choose from. They can choose priority mail, FedEx ground or FedEx home, UPS ground, or USPS parcel select ground. I have 4 options for them. They can choose whatever's cheapest for them. eBay will tell them whatever's cheapest. I have 1 business day handling, and then down here under international shipping, you can choose all of these different things. Now, I used to have a shipping business policy for 1 pound, 2 pound, 3 pound, 4 pound, and I had a set rate. But they have changed postage so much here in the last couple of years that I just abandoned that and went back to calculated shipping because I don't have time to go in and change. I only have 22 shipping business policies, I think. So you see here, I have Germany shut off. I have the Russian Federation shut off. You can also go, where is it? Your listings may be visible on other, okay, excluded locations. If you guys are shipping Federal Express anywhere, you need to have post PO boxes shut off because some of these delivery services will not deliver to a post office box. So I have Africa, the whole country shut off because I've had some bad experiences with them. I have South America shut off because I've had some bad experiences down there too. You can go in here and it'll show you all the countries. Okay? You can pull that up. If I shut off all of Europe, if I just to shut off Germany, then I'm shutting off Italy, Ireland, Iceland, Hungary, Greece, Gibraltar, France, UK, the Czech. I send a lot of stuff to these countries here. So I'm not going to go in here and exclude Europe when I already have Germany shut off right here. Anyway, so he looked at that and he said, well, you have Germany shut off. And I said, I do. I said, I'm trying to figure out how she's seeing my stuff. I said, because I had to cancel the thing. And I used, if you'd sell something to a country, somehow they got through that you shouldn't be selling to, that you have in your exclusion list, you can cancel the order and use problems with buyer's address and you won't get a ding on your account. In case you guys didn't know that.
Good to know.
So all of my shipping business policies have Germany and Russia and whatever else I have chosen shut off, except for I have right here, no international shipping over 1 pound, because there are some things that I sell that you can't sell internationally. And then I kept these here. Someday I'll go back to them. We'll see. And then I have a first class, no international shipping, because you can't sell a lot of makeup and stuff international. So if you didn't know that, there are a lot of brands of makeup that you can't sell overseas. And it could be chapstick, it could be eyeliner, it could be lipstick. It doesn't matter. It's just not worth it to list it overseas if you don't know. Courtney has some really good Vero videos and they talk about that. So there you go. So just so you guys know, and if you want to look it up, go check it out. It's the Lucid program. You cannot, even through global shipping, you cannot sell to Germany.
Did you get the answer?
Get in trouble. What was that?
Did you get the answer from eBay why the Germany people could see your stuff?
He said he had no idea unless her account was registered in the US. I said, she's a seller too. I said, she has 2 things listed. So he doesn't know. He said his best suggestion for me was to block her. And I said, well, I don't want to block her. She hasn't done anything wrong, you know. Mm-hmm. But he said any sale to a country that you have shut off in your shipping profile, wherever it is, whether it's just on anything that you have sold that has sold to a country that you don't sell to, you can cancel that order using problem with buyer's address, and it will not count against you. Okay, that's a big thing. Canceling orders are a big thing, and you can screw your count up real quick if you go about it the wrong way. So I wanted to bring that thing up for Germany because there are, it's really sad because I used to sell a lot of stuff to Germany. I sold vintage gloves, women's gloves to Germany all the time, Germany and Russia. So anyway.
All right. What else is on
Okay,
your...
take me off of here for a second because Courtney sent me 3 more messages. So we'll see. Vintage Easter paper mache egg Chanel. Okay, 2 are very similar. Yes. Okay, I look. Okay, that. Yeah. Okay. I got those. All right, we're good there. All right.
What's on your agenda there, Missy?
I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do this one real quick because it's a fat. Oh, red. Did I really just do that? I did. Okay. Let's do this. This will crack you guys up, but I'm telling you right now. If you don't think it's a thing, let me just tell you it is.
Be right back.
$419 for a realistic Peter Rabbit mascot costume. $419. Somebody's going to buy this. They're going to use it once or twice, and you're going to pick it up at the Goodwill or somewhere. And then you have Peter Rabbit and Lily, who I've never, I don't know her. So same company. That almost looks like Disneyland. So yeah, here's the cheap one, right? Same company, I think, because look at the ads over here. But let's see if anybody's got anything listed. Here you go. Here's a paper mache. I see these. I don't see them. I've seen them listed and sold many times. You'll just find these paper mache heads. Oh, that's really kind of creepy. So Easter bunny costumes, they're a thing. Keep your eyes open for them. And you may not even see them until Halloween, for all I know. But they seem to sell for some pretty good money. All right. This vintage PAAS, which is the these things right here. I just listed some yesterday or the day before. Vintage PAAS Easter egg color kit, new, unopened, 80s, 90s graphic decor. Let's see. See if mine even comes up. They're I doubt it. I did not mine is similar to this. I did not promote it because I'm just seeing what they're doing. So if you don't have, it's frustrating when you put in something that you've listed. Vintage PAAS kit plus. Let's see if that does it. Trying to remember exactly how I phrased the listing. Well, this is easy enough. It's gets to the point anymore where it's probably right here actually. This is all stuff I listed today and yesterday. Oh, for crying out loud. I know I listed it yesterday. Oh, mine's vintage 90s. There you go. Vintage 90s PAAS Easter egg color kit, new unopened, plus 4 egg deco wrappers of mushroom. And I put mushroom in the title because this one right here that's all bent up, it's so darn cute. I bought these this last Sunday I paid less than, I bought them in a bag, a gallon size bag of these and some other Easter cake decorating things. And I paid about 10 cents for this and 10 cents for these. So people will buy these and they won't necessarily use them for the eggs, but they'll open them up and they'll use them to make a diorama out of. P.O. box is also shut off. That's good. So anyway, there you go with that. There are tons of them. Even just the empty cardboard boxes will go because of the graphics and all of that. And then people who are smart and are on their game, like Jody, will take this and they will scan it into their computer, and then they'll sell the original, and they have the other part in their computer, and you can sell a PDF, a print on demand of these. So keep that in mind, you guys. All of the ephemera, Christmas, Halloween, any of it. My buddy Greg, are you still here, Greg? Let's shut this off for a second. I need to find. Greg sold something that I want you guys to see because I'm going to talk about it. He sold this today. Vintage 1960s Easter Andes chocolate candy bunny print ad, as in a page out of a magazine. Sold it for $23 plus shipping. What do you got there, Cheryl?
She can't click links in StreamYard.
No, I'm not. I was just looking to see what it is that about.
It is.
Is that about?
I don't know. Hold on. Packaging Act.
Oh, for Germany. Thank you. So the reason that I bring that up is, what the heck? That is so weird. Vintage Easter print ads. Okay, you guys, look. Vintage Easter ads. This is Easter. It's 1930s, 1950s, the vintage inn. This came out of, and it's for Canada Dry. And then you have I'm Taking It Easy this Easter, Milky Way. All of these different advertisements came. This is for McCormick Spice, how their food coloring.
People use them for decoupage.
Yes, decoupage, whatever people use them for. Whitman's chocolates, right? So these print ads, and I will tell you right now, if you don't know how to go about selling print ads, Jimmy Flips it. I always say it wrong. Has an 8 or 9 part series. They're less than 8 minutes a piece, from finding the magazine to taking the magazine apart to cutting the item to listing it to storing it and to shipping it. It is cut and dried, super simple. I'll try to remember to come back and put his link in the description. But as a matter of fact, he's the one, that's where the Savage and Scavenger, Farm Girl Scavenger came from, was from him and his buddy. Jimmy Flips. Here, let me find it here. His first name's Marty. He may not want everybody to know that. Is it Jimmy or Jim?
It's Jiminy.
Are you kidding
Jiminy
me?
Flip It.
Oh, I know what the problem is here. Why is it? Okay. I don't know why it went straight to.
I got the link. You can move on.
This guy right here. He's got a whole playlist on print ads. Selling vintage print ads on eBay. Okay. I'm just going to tell you right now that that's in my opinion your best place to go. There may be others. That's who I know. Just like Popeye. All right. Just like Popeyes is for postcards. So this right here, Easter bonnets. You got to have your Easter bonnet. You know you got to have it. Not only do you got to have your Easter bonnet, you need this one right now because everybody will come to find you. Oh my God, the chicks are hatching. Look at. I don't think those are real. They're not real. That's hilarious. Awesome. I dare any of. Oh, no, they're not real. Those aren't real chicks. It's a digital download. There you go, right there. Digital Arts Gallery, digital download. Who was that? Nancy. Who was it? Nancy. Digital download. Zappos. Jody, Toy Addict, definitely is a person to talk to about that. She has another channel that's what she does on. And so if you go back and watch my last video on stickers, Jody was on and she talks about that channel. Or you can just go to Jody's channel. We aren't painting eggs this year. We're painting. Why don't you support your local farmer and buy some eggs?
Because they don't have any.
Yeah, they do. There's tons of eggs here. Mary just lives north of me. Sorry. We have eggs like crazy here. I don't know about you guys. Support your farmers. Don't let the government and all that shit. They aren't making any extra money. I can tell you that right now. Because in the Reagan era, when Russia put a grain embargo on the United States, the dairy farmers got screwed and a lot of them lost their livelihood. So that's what's happening a lot. I mean, it's not overseas stuff, but support your farmers, buy the milk, buy the eggs, buy the grass, buy the whatever.
Jody is Toy Addict, Nancy.
Toy Addict, yes. I will link her. I'll come back and link her again. So, all right. Bonnets, Easter bonnets. Oh my God.
All right, honey, I gotta drop off because I still have a day of work tomorrow.
I know it's a school night. You need this to wear.
I love that. I would totally wear that. That is freaking awesome. Are those
That's
PEEPS?
amazing. I think they should be charging more for that because if I bought this, I would tear it apart and sell all of this stuff.
Yep.
I'm a horrible
It's an
person.
assemblage on a hat.
This could sell out soon. You need to keep shopping. All right. Thanks so much, Jan. I appreciate you hanging with me. Love ya.
Mm-hmm. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
That's pretty much wide open.
Blah. Bye,
Bye.
guys.
Ooh, Nancy signed up for a local farm CSA. By the way, you could do that too, Mary. They have CSAs around you up there. I know they do. Look them up. Community supported agriculture CSA. Junk journals. Yes, very much so. Junk journals. I just was talking about you. Showed your print ad that you sold on Instagram today because I see your Instagrams. All right. Here is a vintage. These hats that are shaped like these are called cloche. And a cloche, a typical cloche, what cloches were made for initially, they were glass and they were bell-shaped like this hat, similar. And you put them over your seedlings out in the garden to keep the frost and the rats and whatever away from the seedlings so that they grew. Marty, Jiminy, flip it. Yep. So that's pretty cool. Vintage mod 1960s cellophane ribbon. That's what that is. Cellophane ribbon. That's adorable. I would wear that. I would. I like hats. So here's another. This is kind of a cloche style too. It actually says that in there. So Easter bonnets. Those are adult ones. Here's a Mad Hatter one. There's all kinds of different Mad Hatter ones. Let's look and see. Here's an adorable little Easter bonnet idea. So this is things that you could make and sell, or you could just cut out, have all of these things and sell it as a kit with the directions, right? Look at this little hat. Homemade Easter bonnet patterns to wear. So there you go. All of these things. Easter bonnets are a thing because Easter is a big thing. It's a big religious holiday, correct? So you're going to see that women, and especially women more so, I think, in the South, will wear these bonnets. And of course, their children are going to wear them too. But you get a nice outfit and you get a nice hat and new shoes. We always did. We got a new dress. Usually my mom and my sister and I want to, Greg, will you dress up like this with me? We'll get Vicky and Katie and all the girls, and maybe we can get Mikey and Sunny to to dress up. So Easter bonnets, any kind of Easter clothing, Easter anything. Yeah, seriously. Eggs in Nebraska are roughly $3.50 here. That's not bad. Hello. How much do you think it costs to own a chicken, to buy the feed, to go out and take care of them every day, to provide them a place to stay warm, to provide them property to go and eat? I'm just saying, you just paid $6.99 for a dozen. I don't even look at the prices. If something, I shouldn't say that. That didn't sound good. I don't look at the prices of items that are raised by farmers around here. I've raised my own chickens for years. This is the first time I haven't had any because I moved from the farm and I haven't built a chicken shed, but I will have my own soon. But if you guys don't know, if you don't raise chickens or don't have any idea, and I'm not talking about the big commercial ones, it costs about $40 for a 40-pound bag of chicken food, which might be 5 chickens being fed for a week, maybe, if you're not supplementing them with your vegetable scraps from the house. Then you have to clean the coop. You have to take care of the animals. You have to make sure they have fresh water. So $6.99 for 12 eggs. That, I'm just saying, I know money's short for everybody, but money's short for the farmers too. So having been raised a farmer and knowing what you have to go through, and I'm not just talking about an animal farmer, I'm talking about vegetables, fruit, nuts, any kind of farmer. Safeway has them for $2.99 a dozen. Walmart is $13.49 for 5 dozen. That's not bad. Trying to talk husband into getting a few chickens, but he won't have any of it as we hope to move. Well, yeah, don't do it now, Nancy. Don't do it now. Wait till you move. Okay, so back to these print ads. Easter hospitality calls for Coke. I wonder if I was just trying to decide if I could pull a magazine out without causing some form of an avalanche here, but yeah, that's probably not going to happen. And would it even be, what in the heck? It doesn't matter what any of these old Quaker State. Oh my gosh, look at that one. 11. That's cool. So you want to get picky here? This probably was sitting in somebody's garage. See the watermarks up there? See how it's all foxed and icky? If the whole magazine probably smelled, who cares? You're gonna cut the binding, and you're gonna take these out. And if the edges are a little icky, you have to have a paper cutter. You have to have some form of a paper cutter. So you trim up these edges here, and they have it listed for $14.95. Personally, because this is Quaker State, so that's transportation motor oil. And they have this picture here of the station with the car and the two guys, and it's a rabbit. I would have probably listed this for more like $49.99 and let it fly. That's my personal opinion. Is this in the greatest condition? Doesn't matter. Where this water damage is up here is high enough up that anybody scanning this in or whatever it is that they're going to use for that damage up there isn't enough to make me want to sell something this freaking cool. Am I wrong, Greg? Hello. Thanks for coming in. Is $25 for 5 dozen here in Sonora. Last week it was $35. Wow. For 5 dozen, is that what you said? That's 42 cents an egg. So that's not bad. Anyway, so, and these right here, I can guarantee you this was scanned in. So whether you use a flatbed scanner or a duplex scanner, which Jan was talking about, a duplex scanner. I don't have mine plugged in right now, so I will show it to you. As I'm getting ready to get all of my scanners. This is sad. They're tiny. They're like super tiny. This is a duplex scanner. Oh, wow. Look at that dust. Holy moly, Marie. This cannot be cleaned off with water. Oh my goodness. This is annoying. I really, really, really hate dust. So this will take you can put pages in here, duplex that scans both sides at the same time. So you can load it up. You can get, I should have shut that and that would have kept all the dust out. Man, you can get protective sheets that you load your print ads into, and therefore you can run them through and it won't damage. Use the air spray to clean. I'm hoping you're just joking because you weren't here for that conversation. You can, so they have they're like a plastic protective sheet, but they're specifically made for the scanners, these kind of duplex scanners, and you can put your full page print ads in there and just run them through like that. Or if you have a like I have a printer scanner fax. You can lay them on that too. So either way, a duplex scanner, if you can afford to get one, you don't need to get a brand new one. There's plenty out there on eBay or wherever that are used. Find one at an estate sale, or just use your regular scanner. Then you don't have to take a picture with your phone, and they come out really nice like this. Okay, so if you're going to get into print ads, like I said, here's almost that same one, another one for $18.99. So print ads, not just Easter, but we're talking about Easter, but I don't need to tell you that not just Easter, right? Here's a good one. That's really cool. Swift's premium ham. Swift has been around for a very long time. Easter advertisement and postcard. Here's that word humanized again. I wonder if it's the same seller. Anyway, all right. Easter, let's see, let's get rid of that. And we're going to go here, Easter Plush. Easter Plush. Not only is that a huge seller for Easter, but this is the year of the rabbit, if you follow that. No, don't use airspray on anything electrical. This is the year of the rabbit and the Chinese New Year. So anything rabbit is going to be looked at more so for that. So rabbit, 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 chick, chick, chicks, ducks. Apparently a Disney Easter plush. As you can see, PEEPS. PEEPS have been a big thing. Personally, I don't like marshmallows, so I've never liked PEEPS. But let's go over here and talk about PEEPS, because I have a few. By the way, this is a Gans. Let me do this real quick. This is a little Gans. Somebody gave this to Dren when he was little. It's been in his it's been in his to save bin for a long time, and he didn't even know what it was. So it's getting sold. The money will go into his. He has a bank account. This is a Scentsy Buddy. I've sold several of these. This one actually has the pack in it. Easter rubber coat. And I think this is a Gans too. Dandy. So those are some really good brands to look for. And even though it looks cheap and whatnot, Dandy and Gans are some pretty good brands for Easter. Water damaging or age discoloring. Yep, I think so. I think so, Greg. So PEEPS. Hanging with your PEEPS. Ceramic PEEPS. Plush PEEPS. More ceramic PEEPS. All these different flavors. What I want you to... all different flavors. Tattoos. Wallpapers, drawings, candy. There's jewelry. Oh, here we go. Pepsi PEEPS. When you see stuff like this, it is my suggestion. Is this out right now? That you buy a few of them. Pepsi and PEEPS, just 2020 news product, just created the marshmallow drink of your Easter dreams. I would go find some of this and buy it and put it. Oh, sorry, Karen. Oh, thank you. I'm glad I saw that. I'm going to live forever. My kids have told me I'm like Satan, so I just thought I'd put that out there for you. I've lived through cancer and fire and earth, wind, and fire. That's what my trailer song should be from them. Just teasing. All right. I would suggest that if you see this, you pick up a couple flats of it, because it's not going to be around long. And the people that have bought it and liked it are not going to get it anymore. So put it away. Uh, sorry. When you see stuff like this, you need to just pick some up. If you have somewhere you can keep some, then do it. Sold some ceramic rabbit. Nice. Peeps have a following that is amazing, and I'm going to blow your mind because there are some weird. Oh, I guess they got it in blue too. I'm gonna have to go check this out. And red, pink. You got all the flavors for the feeling for the flavor for the Pringles. All right. See this? See this? Peeps hot tamales, fierce cinnamon. Let's go. I'm going to blow your guys' mind because I used to go and buy the odd flavors. They're doing something. They're injecting something into this. Injecting marshmallow Peeps with fungi for science. Okay, well, I didn't need to see that. You guys probably didn't need to see that either, but whatever, it's too late now. Got Pepsi Peeps on my bolo. Yeah, I honestly think that, oh wow. Easter Peeps. Wonder if they made this out of Peeps. Inspired by Peeps. Okay, yep, the tail is all Peeps. That's pretty interesting. It's amazing what people do, right? So if you go into, so that's Peeps, we did Plush. All right, let's do this. Let's go here. Discontinued flavors of Peeps. Peeps candy. Cotton candy. This is a flavor. I sold some of that. I should have hung on to it longer than I did. Peeps are in the stores right now, you guys. So go and look at your stores and go and see the weird flavors. Probably like that hot tamale one. I've never seen that before. Here's Peeps Pez candy and dispenser. They've got it on bids. So there are flavors of Peeps. Oh, here we go. Peeps Easter candy marshmallow Peeps flavored Pepsi soda. Hard to find, 20 ounce, $15. It's already hit. I'm behind in the times. Cotton candy Peeps. 2 packs of 5 chicks per pack, $11. I cannot tell you how much money I made on discontinued flavors. Here you go. Watermelon. Cotton candy is one that, and if you're going to buy these and sell them, let me just give you some advice and make sure you have international shipping turned on, because I know her too. People in Japan love this stuff. Are there Dr. Pepper Peeps this year? Doesn't surprise me. He may be lurking. Oh, is it Mike? He usually talks. If he usually at least says hello. Vintage Easter egg box litho of Peeps. So let's go and look. And I'm doing a very generalized search here. And I don't know why. Oh, the discontinued. Hey, what do you know? It's a Peeps costume instead of just a regular bunny. So there you go. There's another one for you guys. $250. Keep your eyes open. Peeps costume suit, $250. And wow, the shipping was $150. That's amazing. I don't think it costs that much for this. They got something going there. Look at how dirty the feet are on that thing. So there you go. There's Peeps marshmallow sparkly wild berry. So I don't know about PEEPS, but I do know that in some regions the flavors are different. So there could be certain flavors that are available here in the Pacific Northwest that might not be available in Texas and might not be available in Florida and Georgia and that kind of stuff. And another little tidbit of information is if you are going to get into selling any kind of candy like this, there are a lot of services that sell a friend of mine gets medicine shipped to them in a small box that has a cooler inside of it that has the cooler packs in it because it needs to be kept cold. And they let me have all of they're not big. They're like this. So I have been collecting those and I keep them in my storage with my stuff. Because if you sell candles and you sell candle during the summer, let me just tell you something, it's probably not going to reach them like it should in a regular package. If you sell candy and you sell it during the summer, it's hot, it's probably not going to get to them like it should be. So if you have access to anybody that has those little coolers, there's people that do food, they have food, a week's worth of food shipped to them, and prepackaged whatevers. Those little styrofoam shipping boxes, containers, lots of times people will put them on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace for free, and you can pick them up free. So if you want to ship stuff like you could use them for your breakables too, for that matter. It doesn't add that much, and you are recycling them and using them one more time at least. So there's a dedicated PEEPS store in Mall of America. Is there really, Greg? I did not know that. Well, thanks for sharing that. We all need to know this stuff. A rotten one. I'm a rotten one, Nansley. Yeah. That's what I thought. I've sold some too. So I got off my, let's see, let's go back here. Oh, I don't want to do that. I just went right back to where I was. I want to go out of here. So discontinued, let's see. Funko Pop. I want, there's all kinds of PEEPS stuff in here. Okay, these PEEPS marshmallows, cotton candy, 5 chicks went for $6. If you pick them up after Easter for 25 cents a piece, that's a pretty good deal. I sold mine for way more than that. These are 5 lavender candy marshmallows. They didn't even put a flavor in there. $12. Candy coated tail PEEPS Ahoy hardcover. I don't know what that is. Something to do with PEEPS though. PEEPS soft yoga band leggings. Wherever you go, there they are. They are a thing. Rare antique Easter chicks, PEEPS plaster paper Germany candy container. Wow. Courtney, is that yours? I'm just teasing. $64.99. Here's PEEPS wrapping paper. Here's PEEPS faux leather. Here we go. Christmas PEEPS holiday collection marshmallow candy, 6-count pack of 4 that they probably paid nothing for. $16.95. They did free shipping. So $11 for these two. I sold a lot. One year I got on the PEEPS bandwagon and like people weren't buying this stuff, and there was tons of it at Wally World, I think it was, after Easter. And I went and bought a lot of these cotton candy flavors and a couple other things. Oh, no, it wasn't. Do you remember, Ansley and Marie, when Justin and I went to the Goodwill bins, and I think it was, I want to say it was, I don't remember was it COVID? It was COVID, shut everything down, and nobody came in and bought any of the Easter stuff. And Target donated all of the Easter candy to the Goodwill. And they literally bagged them up in small garbage bags, the clear ones that were like this. I did a haul video on it way back when. Hello, Brian. You can hold on to them. You can buy some and sell them now. I would say hold on to them because they're gonna be a specialty item, right? So that's totally up to you. Look at the sell-through rate, see how they're selling. They're not going to be available everywhere. So they had 2 whole rows back to back. So at our bin in Vancouver, it's a bin and then another bin. They bring them in side by side. They had 2 whole rows, 1, 2, 3, 5 long. So 10 bins total that were full of these packages of candy. And they had everything in them. They had PEEPS, they had Starburst, they had the caramel eggs, they had everything. And they were $2.99 a bag. And I loaded up my car, my Jeep at the time, and Justin loaded up. We took 4 cartloads we bought. I think we spent $60. I spent 16, he spent 60. That's all right. Goodwill buys Target clearance by the pounds. They do, but this stuff was actually given. This wasn't bought because nobody bought. They closed everything down for COVID. There was no Easter. There was no Easter that year at all. And so that's where all that came from. I now I remember where it was. Man, I got a smashing deal, and I sold candy for we sorted through everything. There was Godiva, there was, you name it, any kind of chocolate that they had that they sold there, it was in there, and jelly beans, all that stuff. So just because you can get it in your area doesn't mean that people can't get it in their area. And I challenge you to look up food and candy and stuff, because there are a lot of resellers who make a lot of money just selling food items, specialty, and it's not even specialty, it's not even discontinued stuff. It's stuff that maybe I have here in Washington, but you don't have in Georgia. Maybe you came here or you lived here and you can't get it anymore. It could be a candy that's regional. There are candies that are in the Southwest and the Southeast that aren't in the North, and you know what I'm saying. Yep. So, and it's not just candies, spices, edible underwear sells really well. That does not surprise me. And it comes in all different flavors and sizes. So there you go. It's like fruit. It's like a fruit roll-up in an underwear style. Thought you were going to get me on that one, didn't you? But I haven't seen that you've been posting any of your solds on those, Brian. All right, you guys. With that, I think we got everything that I wanted to talk about. Are there things that I didn't even touch on? You know it. But if that isn't enough, I did try to put a small list of items in the description. I will go back and update the description and put Marty, Jiminy Flippets, and Popeye. I need to write this down. Let's see if I can remember them all. I need to put Courtney. Let's see. That's that. Courtney, Jody, Marty, Popeye. Who else? Anybody else? Did I miss anybody? Who else did I talk about? Courtney, Jody, Marty, Popeye. Should put Jan in there since she co-hosted with me. All right. So I will go back and update all that. And feel free to come back and leave me a message and let me know if you found any of that, the PEEPS Pepsi. I'm probably not going to go look tomorrow because everything's iced over, but I am going to. Marie, see if you can find some of that. She finds all kinds of stuff. She's good at that. Anyway, so I hope I helped you guys learn something. I hope I brought something new to your table to look for. And I know I learned a couple of things tonight, and that's amazing. We all have something to teach each other, right? Great info. Thanks for sharing so much knowledge. It's after midnight. Oh, yeah, I bet it is. Good night. Thank you, Nancy. You need to go to bed, Missy, because I know you're tired and cold, and that's what I'm going to do. I love all you guys. I appreciate that there's 39 people here still. So either you really like me or you don't have a life. And I'm going to go with you really like me. Because I know y'all have a life. All right, you guys. Good night, Sherry. Good night, Ty, Brian, and Ansley. Oh, boy. Karen. Let's see. Marie. Who else is in here that I didn't hit on? Jody. All of you wonderful people. Amy, if you're still here, and Greg. All right, you guys. See you next week. Bye. Lisa.